What is up, everybody? J Nell here with some sports for you. And I'm going to start right off the bat and say the Jets lost to Pittsburgh. We got down by 3 scores in the first half, which is too much against Pittsburgh, especially for us. We're a young team. We came back. We only ended up losing by 1 touchdown. We had a shot at the end. We needed to stop. It was 3rd and 6. Our defense didn't get the stop. Sanchez looked good, though. He looks like he is our quarterback. He had a lot of heart, didn't make any mistakes. He definitely didn't lose the game. It was a collective team loss, and the Pittsburgh, they beat us. That first drive they had, 9 minutes in the first quarter, they just muscled our defense. Just ran them the whole way up there. It was just a long, hard drive, and that was just kind of how the game went for that first whole half. We needed to figure them out earlier than we did, So, hey, that's how it goes. Next season we'll be back. Look out for them Jets. And since we're in the AFC and we didn't make it, I'm going to go for Green Bay. That's the only reason. I don't really care about these two teams, except for I think it's going to be a good game. And I think Aaron Rodgers is a nice guy. All right. UFC put on an event for the troops on Saturday. And just a couple of things. Cody McKenzie, Yves Edwards. Cody McKenzie is the Alaskan dude from The Ultimate Fighter that St. Pierre coached. And he's kind of completely untrained, basically. Wilderness, they kind of trained against each other because in Alaska there's not many people to learn from. Probably isn't a big venue for mixed martial arts there. You can definitely tell since the show he's gotten better. Striking game's not so good. However, he's hard to hit. He's kind of elusive. And on the ground, he's just unorthodox completely. He's got really long limbs, and Yves had a hard time just with him on the ground. There was one point where Yves was sitting like this, kind of, Indian style, and Cody was on his back upside down. Like his head was where his butt was, and just a really weird position. And Yves looked up like, huh? Looked at his corner like, what the hell? So really unorthodox. Yves ended up getting him in the second round in a rear naked choke on the ground. And the cool thing, Wilderness guy, he didn't tap. He got choked out. He let him choke him out. He said, I will not tap. Every once in a while, it's kind of cool to see that. Anyway, Matt Matreon, Tim Hake. Matt Matreon, I don't like him. Talks a lot of smack. He's annoying. He gets under your skin, and he knows it and loves it and feeds off of it, and he backs up his crap. He's getting better and better. He pummeled this guy in the first round, knocked him out. What can you say? Melvin Gillard and Evan Dunham was the main event. Melvin Gillard, he's like on a 3-fight winning streak, and he won this fight too. Pummeled the guy in the first round. TKO'd him. One hit, he was like all the way to the fence. He was like knocked out with his eyes open. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Again, it was kind of how, sometimes the lesser known fighters sometimes put on really good fights because they're trying to make a name for themselves. It's kind of that situation. I think it was a pretty good event. All right, on to UFC 126 Saturday, which just looks like should be a really good event. So I'm only going to do a couple fights. Paul Taylor, Gabe Rudiger. I'm doing this one because I know Paul Taylor. I am a fan of him. I don't know why. Not the best record. 10-6. He's a kickboxing champion. He's fighting Gabe Rudiger, who is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt and a good striker, heavy hands. They're both coming off 2 losses, so this is like get back on track fight. I think this will be a good fight. I think they'll throw hands. What's his name is going to try to take it to the ground where Paul has shown his weakness. So if Paul can keep it standing, I think he can win. And that's what I'm going to call for that. I'm going to go with Paul Taylor. And my boy, John Bone Jones. He's fighting Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader is undefeated. John has only lost once. I think this is going to be a good fight. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts? Yes. Nope, went the wrong way. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. No, excuse me. Jones is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Bader is a wrestling, I was about to call him a wrestling black belt. Wrestling champion. WEC and a couple of other host of titles. Anyway, he's undefeated, and Jones is kind of a newbie. And I think if Jones keeps it standing, I think with the Muay Thai, I think he is probably the better striker, and I think he can beat him. However, he's got great ground game too. This guy, I don't know. I'm going to go with Jones because that's my boy. I'm going with Jones. But I'm not going to say that Bader doesn't have a shot. He's undefeated. He's beaten Jardine. He's beaten Rodrigo Nogueira. He's beaten some pretty, quality opponents. So this is going to be probably the biggest test for Jones so far. He beat Matyushenko the last fight. Quick KO'd him. Nasty KO. Somebody might get knocked out in this one too. So I'm calling it for Jones though, because that's my boy. Alright. The co-main event here, the first one. Rich Franklin, Forrest Griffin. And this is two fighters that I actually like a lot. Both of them. They just seem like really cool guys, really hard workers. They love to hit and get hit. This fight is gonna be bloody. You've got a police officer and a school teacher, so they're kind of both the working man who started fighting, fell in love with it, and just go balls out. This is gonna be could be the fight of the night. I think a nose might get broken in this. Yeah, I think this is gonna be bloody. They're gonna stand, they're gonna bang. It could go to the ground, maybe in the later rounds, maybe. But this might be a stand-up war. Like I said, bloody, might be a broken nose. I like both of these guys. They're both coming off wins. And this is a funny thing. Forrest is coming off of beating Tito Ortiz, and Rich is coming off of beating Chuck Liddell. Ortiz and Liddell in their wars. So that's kind of interesting. These guys been around a long time. But this might be fight of the night. And I like both these guys. I don't even want to pick. I'm going to go for Rich Franklin. Sorry, Forrest. Okay, let me hurry up and get them off the screen. Main event. Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort. Okay. I think this is going to be a really good fight too. This should be a good event, you guys. I think this is going to be a really good event. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts. We also know Anderson Silva with the Muay Thai and the Taekwondo, sick with the striking. We also know Vitor Belfort, sick, quick, heavy-handed, sick with the striking. Yeah, I like both fighters. Vitor's kind of on the road back into the ring. He's still a young guy. I know he's still super young. They're both super young, like 30. Super young. 30. Which is like fighting prime. So, hey, he should be able to get back there. And Anderson, he's held the belt for a minute. Yeah, he's 33. Vitor's 33. So, yeah, early 30s, late 20s, early 30s is supposed to be when the fighters are in their prime. So, he's still there. Anderson has had the belt. He really had a test this last fight with Chael Sonnen. Even though Sonnen was on steroids, hey, it was a good test for Silva, which I think it prepared him for this fight here with Vitor. And I'm stalling, as y'all can see, because I don't really know who to pick on this one. Both fighters, again, I like. I just think that Anderson might just be a little bit more on his game, more aware, more alert, maybe, because of the fight he just had with Chael. And that hunger, though, for wanting to get back, how badly does Vitor want to get back? And can he get back? So, I don't know. This is a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with Anderson on this. I think he might just be a little bit more on his toes. A little bit more ready. Not more ready. Just in the thick of things. He's had his belt. He's been fighting for it. He's been fighting. He's, I'll just use that reason. He's already in the thick of things. So I'm going to go with Anderson. So that's it for that one. Lots of fights. I'll come to you after UFC 126. Challenge is still out there. And I'm calling it the Get Happy Movement. The Get Happy Challenge. Part of the Get Happy Movement. Challenge to see who can attain success, a better quality of life. The quickest, which doesn't mean money and power and hoes and things, just means better quality of life. So my challenge is out there. I'm challenging you, you're challenging me, challenging each other. Ladies, make your money, sign your own checks. Bye bye.